It's obvious that Roman Reigns' next move after facing and losing to Jacob Fatu is to assemble some allies to assist him in eliminating some of the new Bloodline members. Fans clearly anticipate the return of Bloodline originals like Jimmy, Paul Heyman, and Jey Uso to assist Roman. However, some fans are curious as to if Roman would end up following Solo's lead and enlisting the aid of fresh family members on SmackDown. It's possible that Roman catches Solo off guard because Solo is expecting Roman to bring the Usos back, but he won't be anticipating some brand new recruits from Roman. Right now, the popular belief among fans is that Roman Reigns will begin by taking over as his enforcer. Since Solo Sikoa had the enforcer job, even if Roman manages to bring Jimmy and Jey back, it will remain vacant. Fans are therefore expecting Roman Reigns to sign Zilla Fatu, the late great Umaga's son, and assign him to the enforcer role. There are many speculations currently circulating regarding further Bloodline family members being signed by WWE. The key is determining which side each member will support. Fans believe that since Solo Sikoa has acquired the last 3 players, it is only fair that Roman should acquire at least one of the most recent additions. Zilla is perceived as a fantastic addition to the squad. Roman. Consequently, it might become Roman, with Zilla acting as the enforcer and the Usos rising once more. Sikoa's bloodline on Solo. Thus, there is a 4-on-4 match, at least until further members might be added. Therefore, it would be quite wise of Roman to simply have this enormous secret under his sleeve for a new enforcer that nobody anticipates. It would cause a major upheaval and lead to a momentous occasion. Not to mention the hot topic we recently covered on Solo's gradual mistreatment of Jacob Fatu and how that might result in the first ever side jumping in this story. There is a lot of setup in place, but there are still a lot of twists and turns that might happen, and the Bloodline roster on both sides is absolutely not decided at this time. However, what do you think of the stories from today? Please feel free to comment below, subscribe with all alerts enabled, and hit like if you found the content interesting. I appreciate you all watching, folks. We'll have to wait and see what transpires with Finn Balor, as many people are bringing up some serious issues. We'll also see what's new with Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns, and other celebrities. Let's start with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day, since there are a lot of small things going on there that could develop into much larger things. The first point to be made is from the very beginning of Raw's August 26th episode. On the day of the Judgment, Finn Balor is strolling at the forefront and sometimes even a few steps ahead of them as they make their way to the ring. And that small action alone is very important because, as you may recall, only a few weeks ago Finn Balor disclosed that Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley had to be expelled from the group for asserting leadership and defying their original agreement to have no leader and to rule equally on the Judgment Day. That's what he had signed up for and was complaining about. However, a few weeks after making that assertion and asserting that it was the reason Damian and Rhea had to leave, Finn Balor has essentially assumed unofficial group leadership. Finn is now the cunning leader who pretends that everyone is ruling equally and that there is no leader, but in actuality, it is obvious that he is the one in charge. This must have been Finn's true goal the entire time. Finn walking ahead of the others during their entrance and consistently posing in the center is a clear indication that Finn quietly believes and knows he has full leadership of the Judgment Day. This is not to return the group to no leader and equal ruling, but rather for Finn himself to have full uncontested control and leadership of the Judgment Day. And the Terror Twins' appearance to attack the Judgment Day mere minutes later marked the second pivotal moment for Finn Balor. If you pay great attention during the Terror Twins' onslaught, you'll see that Finn Balor is actually given 3 alternatives for those he can save and rescue. He has the power to save Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, or J.D. McDonough, and oddly enough, Finn Balor rushes to protect Liv Morgan from danger right away. Liv Morgan is pulled away from Rhea Ripley by Finn, who then quickly rolls out of the ring with her. It's a little scene that's easy to miss, but if you go back and watch it intently, You'll see how Finn misses the chance to save everyone else and instead chooses to save Liv Morgan. Fans believe that this may eventually grow into something more significant because there are still a lot of unresolved issues in the Judgment Day narrative, particularly with regard to Finn Balor and Liv Morgan's side plot. Although there haven't been many responses or follow-ups on what transpired between those two, we can't ignore what has occurred thus far. It appears that Finn was in contact with Liv and that he was the one who gave her Dominic's phone number to start his entire scheme in motion, because we did see Finn and Liv in a car together. Finn did steal the hotel room key card from Dominic, and Liv did mysteriously get Dominic's phone number without Dominic giving it to her. There have been numerous indications for a possible romantic relationship and alliance between Finn Balor and Liv Morgan since several months ago. However, there is now a significant new development when Finn Balor chooses to save Liv over saving everyone else. Thus, it seems as though there is still more to Liv Morgan and Finn Balor's connection and partnership than we have fully witnessed thus far. Perhaps they are reserving it for yet another significant narrative twist later on. One secret Finn Balor is keeping is that it has already been proven he is lying to his gang, claiming there isn't a leader even though he obviously sees himself as the one in charge. Furthermore, we are currently unaware of any secret he might be keeping from Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan may not have attended the Judgment Day because of Dominic, but rather because Finn Balor was the one who truly desired for her to attend all along. When it is discovered that Finn Balor and Liv Morgan may have been playing with Dominic Mysterio the entire time, fans are wondering whether this would eventually lead up a babyface turn for him in the future. Many fans were constantly dubious of Liv Morgan's intentions for Dominic, questioning whether she was merely acting that way in order to manipulate him against Rhea Ripley. Thus, perhaps after everything calms down with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan really has no use for Dominic Mysterio any longer, that's when we might really see Liv for who she really is and what her true relationship status is with Finn. It would be extremely crazy if Finn Balor and Liv Morgan, who were influencing Dominic and the rest of the Judgment Day, turned out to be a true couple during that entire period. Talk about being an awful leader. There are still several narrative holes in the story, like the hotel room key card event where Finn Balor merely took that card from Dominic, presumably to visit Liv Morgan. It seems like we're destined to witness some sort of surprise from Finn Balor and Liv Morgan. What transpired? What was spoken? And what action did Finn and Liv take during the meeting? We were only given suggestions and conjecture rather than real answers to that. We witnessed Dominic betray Rhea at SummerSlam, but we never saw Finn Balor fully explain what that meant. Damian Priest was the only one who came close to solving Finn's case. He was getting very close to the truth, but his efforts to do so were evidently halted once he was expelled from the Judgment Day. There are thus a few very clear indications that Finn Balor's character cannot be genuinely anyone at this time, not even his fellow members of Judgment Day, since who knows what schemes he may be hatching behind their backs.